Mm. Hey, my brother, how you feel? How you been?
Is you tonight?
Oh, yes, sir. Free 'em all, free 'em all.
Free 'em all. Hold on.
Free 'em all, yep. Okay, we'll do. I'm ready on these. You ready? You'll get me in?
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please then you will be able to
Bring right in. I'm ready. I'm ready. Go right in. Take it in. I guess you can bring it in. Yeah. We right in. We right in. We rolling right in, y'all. We live. Head, heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up, heads up, eyes open and fists clenched, y'all. Heads up, eyes open and fists clenched, y'all. Hit me on blog. Tell them. I'm on deck. I'm on deck. Let them know I'm on deck. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm live and direct. Heads up, eyes open and fists clenched. Heads up, eyes open and fists clenched. Y'all know this is how we do this, y'all. Let's get locked and loaded for episode of Free 'em All Radio. In the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. Live and direct, y'all. Real talk, y'all. Let's get locked and loaded, y'all. Real talk. In fact, take a pause for the calls if you can. Open those front doors and back windows and let them know where you at, what time it is, and what's going down. It's that time. It's that Wednesday. It's that Wednesday. One of our mantras used to be, this is the program that you cancel watching Empire for the show Empire. That ain't have no more. We're gonna be staying consistent. 6:30 p.m. Central Time to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Call in number 929-477-3785. Press 1 to get in. You might I was calling in 708, but you can't call in because I'm on that one. We got a lot to do. We moving and grooving. These are intense times. As Chairman Fred said, we got to move fast and move organized. We got to move fast, move organized. Number of things we're gonna be touching down on. Trying to find my pen as we go, as we speak, y'all. A number of things we're gonna be touching down on. Moving and grooving. Moving and grooving. Everything, or as I would say, everything is political. Everything is political. Everything is political, and I think it's imperative, as we always do. But I think in particular, this stage in the game, where there's a lot of, you got the posters everywhere. We just came back from New Orleans, Louisiana. It's election time down there too coming up, so you see posters and banners for different politicians here, there, and everywhere. And a lot of times, cats are not able to distinguish politics from electoral politics. But again, even electoral politics is political. Music is political, fashion, words, terms, fashion, food, clothing, and shelter, survival, how you survive, what you'll eat, what you won't eat, Again, what you will eat and what you won't eat. It's political. What you would do for a Klondike bar, you know what I'm saying, what you'll miss a meal for. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's political. It's, you know what I'm saying? Those dynamics. The Oscars are political. How you view it. How you view it. How they move, you know what I'm saying? I tell you, things are just simply based on, you know, talent, economics, so on and so forth. Economics. In fact, Field Marshal George Jackson said you can like, how people deal with economics, they deal with money. You know, it's reflective, representative in regards to their respective political line. So we live there. We're gonna be touching on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if y'all can, some of the information we're gonna be touching on, y'all may not be familiar with. We can, how can I say, Google it. Some of the recent contradictions. You know what I'm saying? Again, we say ain't nothing new under the sun. So sometimes there's certain cases where the conscience is being heightened. There's a lot of uproar, a lot of discussion in regards to the Oscar, a number of different reasons, but in particular that of the phenomenal Angela Bassett, phenomenal actress in her own right, the wife of another phenomenal, the wife of a phenomenal actor, Courtney B. Vance. You know, we can run down a list of roles that they have played. And just, you know, in addition to that, you know what I'm saying, phenomenal human beings who I had the opportunity to meet. We're going to talk about that in regards to this, the movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever and her role in that. And in regards to the Oscars, forgive me, I can't recall the movie, but Jamie Lee Curtis, Oscar being given to her. You know, what's your thoughts on that? Your inputs on and so forth. Also going to be talking about the politics of the cartel, because reality is the cartel. Because a recent case, some individuals from South Carolina, who had made middle age, 25, 35 years of age. I think two brothers and two sisters had made a trip to Mexico. I forget what part of Mexico. And this, I think it's supposed to be the second trip they said in regards to some sort of cosmetic surgery or something. And this is something that, you know, people talk about discussion in regards to, like, we talk about Canada, people, you know what I'm saying, for medication, people have to go abroad, do different, you hear different stories about Dominican Republic, so on and so forth. But these individuals were kidnapped, and by the cartel, and they were, I mean, shot at them, attempts on their life, so on and so forth. And notice I didn't say alleged, because in fact, if you look at the flyer closely, it's to the point where the cartel itself came out and supposedly gave up 4 individuals who had run rank. In other words, this is not a sanctioned move. And they said they went so far as they thought they were some individuals from an opposing gangs. They said from Haiti, and which expresses, you know, saying, you know, it helps expose another contradiction, like how are they getting down on our people from Haiti and Mexico, and they say this was not officially, did not officially come down to cartel. This shows in regards to the structure and also the relationship with with the U.S. government. You know what I'm saying? With U.S. imperialism. And this is something that we've been talking about for quite some time. And it should be pointed out that everyone, for the exception of the city of Chicago and administration, whether it be the movies, the TV shows, Chicago PD, you name it, acknowledges the cartel's presence. You know what I'm saying? Not only, but in particular Chicago, with the Sinaloa cartel in particular, you know, it's heavily been concentrated at. You know, she told. In fact, it was touched on briefly in regards to this being the major pipeline with El Chapo, when certain decisions by former mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, refusing for the movie El Chapo to even be played in Chicago. And why is it this is not to be acknowledged? And it's similar to the position that was taken by former Director FBI J. Edgar Hoover, refusing to acknowledge that the mafioso exists, as well as also the relationship with the mafioso with the U.S. government. Also, we less than 24 hours away for an important decision to come down the courts in regards to long-held political prisoner Mumia Abu-Jamal. Number of things that happen. Again, long-held political prisoner Mumia Abu-Jamal, there's a serious decision that probably come down less than 24 hours. So we got to keep the heat up. There are a number of different campaigns that have been moved in regards. One, people are called to do a drop on Instagram, Facebook, whatever form, Snapchat, a drop saying, "What does Mumia Abu Jamal mean to you?" People call on do poems, so on and so forth. We'll open the door with that. Look for call somebody, Sister K Love, her brother 100 Proof. He's in Stateville, the infamous Stateville. Y'all remember this group Lyric? You know what I'm saying? That was getting down phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, this young brother was one of the group of Lyric. He's locked up in the infamous Stateville under some serious conditions. Matter of fact, let me text this flyer. Y'all forgive me 1 second. Okay, where we at? Get me in this. Where we at? Okay. Let me know if I lost my volume. I hope I didn't lose my volume. Let me know if I lost my volume. If my volume is still good. Okay, that being said, oh, he came back from New Orleans. Let me send him a flyer too, my friend. I just seen my brother man Stephen W. Lynn on deck. Reminded me of Louisiana. And okay. Try to get that flyer out to many people as we can. Let's get those volume is good. Volume is good right on. Volume is good also on Instagram. Whole volume is good on Facebook. So we want to tap in with some questions. Those are some of the major subjects we're talking about. I'm expecting some phone calls in also in regards to some other cases. We'll be updating you more. Situation, a young lady, I think 18 years of age. We know some report backs from Comrade Cool and some others in regards to a case. Young sister was found dead in an apartment on the southeast side of Chicago, and her family's been getting no response, none. In regards to this, they had a balloon release for her in the area that she grew up in on 67, 68th and Normal, I believe. But we're going to go in more details next week. So we're in the process of doing a people's investigation. But feel free to call in with any information you may have, you know what I'm saying, you want to call in about using the balloon release, so support we can get the family, so on and so forth. As well as some other cases, as I mentioned, 100 Proof is in Stateville. Want to get his name and number, and when people, we need to call the IDOC, some other stuff. That's in the Department of Correction amongst other entities. I make sure we we got all eyes on them. Right on, my sister Leslie Riley, the building, power to the people. Right on, love, respect. Stephen W. Lynn, free them all. No doubt about it, y'all. Free them all. Let's make history, take history, y'all. Tomorrow we'll be at the Hampton House early. We're working on start doing some remodeling work and some other things though. So put a card up. We need some. We've been saying we're gonna do this. And I keep getting caught up in ambulance chasing, touching this, doing that. You know what I'm saying? I got to buckle down, anchor down, and make sure we address this central move right here. You know what I'm saying? Get the nucleus, get that straight. Also, may have calls from New Orleans. Just came from a phenomenal event for Comrade Coordinator Chewy Clark's 70th birthday, who just turned 70 years old, engaged in a long-range battle to save his home down there. His brother did 18 years in Angola. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to argue some more information how you can support that campaign. All right, y'all, we locked and loaded. Let's make history, take history. Before I start rolling, we got any callers in queue? So, Comrade, any callers in queue? Might be a little sluggish. I ain't had that coffee. I had the coffee. Free Mouse, Comrade.
Can you hear me?
Are you loud and clear, Sister Comrade? We got a caller, you said? We have a caller?
No, sir, no callers.
Oh, no callers. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's rumble. Y'all tap in and tag in, or better yet, club in with us when you can. 929-477-3785. Press 1. Okay, we're going to go straight at the top of the flyer. You know what I'm saying? Again, everything's political. I can't give you the exact history of the Oscars, but it's really like in regards to the movie industry, Oscars, I guess, in contrast, we talk about the Grammys with the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And there's different arenas in regards to the Oscars, whether it be, best actor, best actress, film editing, wardrobe design, so on and so forth. And this is, and the deal is nothing. And this is an entity that I recall even certain things like deadlines had to be reached, and how meticulous it can be. Like even with the movie Judas and Black Messiah, how you have to get certain things in by certain deadlines. It's like it's a machinery. There's certain things that be put in by a certain time. You get the reviews, the so on and so forth. So a lot of times people they detach. Well, when award season comes up, it's like gardening or whatever, or hunting. They say hunting season. And the deal is, you best believe that the players involved, you know what I'm saying, they take into account different dynamics, and there was some contradictions exposed in regards to the Golden Globe, the Golden Globe Awards. You had a number of different awards, you know what I'm saying, ceremonies, you know what I'm saying, with the Golden Globe Awards, in which certain contradictions about even the lack, or better yet, the non-representation of African people, of black people, on these boards, and a lot of times people can't understand the impact, or how does that affect such decisions. And you start looking at different entities, arenas, whether it be in boxing, football, NFL. NFL, I'm about to say NHL, National Hockey League, but I'm sure we all pretty clear about that. The NBA, National Basketball Association. Many cases you see different faces. You say, okay, I see inclusion. I see, I see some black people here, so on and so forth on the football field. Some actors getting some job, but the deal is we have to tighten, be a little more meticulous in that. Terms that you may miss. Stage hands, grips, and best boys and best different dynamics involved in certain things in regards to movie making. You look at it, like even with the NFL, and like you said, what was a lot of people say they weren't familiar about the historical this not negating of black coaches, and even the political dynamics of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And what does it politically represent? Again, politically. And again, we talk about politics, not only, food, clothing, and shelter, but politics, the impact of you, what sticks with you, you know what I'm saying? What sticks in the minds and hearts, you know what I'm saying? Like certain things that you can look in your life, you say, well, okay, this is an image of someone that represented me, or gave me, inspired me to be able to go out and get food, clothing, and shelter. You know what I'm saying? I can identify with this, and that's political, because a lot of times it may not be a direct hit. In other words, it may not directly be the substances or the food directly in your mouth at that time. It may, impact you, or what sort of careers, what lane in life you would like to choose. You see certain dynamics, okay, it's political, certain propaganda, certain movies you make that you see. You're told, whether it be just the hustlers, the pimps, the players, and that's politically sending a message to a certain populace of people. These should be your respective aspirations. So this is what it is, and to be able to feed a narrative to a respective community. What age range you get it. That's political. How you view relationships. How you deal with each other. I just mentioned it was a piece, a scenario recently when James Amos, who portrayed James Evans on Good Times, he was in Jamaica, and a brother in Jamaica was saying to him, "See, you the impact you've had on so many people, men in particular in Jamaica." He said, "Just the image of you, though we never met you, directly, but the image. You look at even how." Brothers have viewed like sisters, and they'll say Thelma from Good Times, or Thelma, not Thelma, Thelma. Let me say it correctly, Thelma, and the dynamics of of a sister being beautiful, without exploiting her. You feel what I'm saying? And that's political. You know what I'm saying? The whole dynamics of how we view men, how we view women, the dynamics of just the imagery, of a household, as because sometimes even if it's not, if you're deprived of even examples of seeing, men, women, organization, that reflects your respective community. And this is, some people say, well, does it, one of the a characteristic of colonizing the community is to get you to devalue the importance of acknowledging these contradictions, or don't speak about it. Don't even mention, like we talk about the certain contradictions, so the race contradiction, that's alone the class contradiction. To say, okay, we can, say, whether it be food, whether it be clothing, whether it be entertainment, to just say, okay, you do have that, and say, no, it's not. I mean, even if you was to even have the discussion, negating being, let's hypothetically say we're not talking about even being colonized. Just the dynamic of two different races or cultures. You know what I'm saying? Minister UP Newton talked about that the dynamic of acculturation, where you are impacted when you just been coming in contact. The people talking about even when you have sexual relationships, you impacted by it. You know what I'm saying? You pick up certain dynamics. You pick up on it, certain behaviors and so on and so forth. You be in close vicinity of anyone. Let's long we start adding other dynamics to it, such as who's feeding you. You know what I'm saying? There's substances. You start talking about, what I'm saying, who's in control. And I say control, like, we had to challenge such incorrect narratives. They say with slave owner Thomas Jefferson had a relationship with that of Sally Heming, who slave on the plantation. Thomas Jefferson respected the plantation. And people say, well, I don't know. I think love can happen wherever it's set. The deal is similar to what they talk about on the job place now. That factor, that fear factor, or saying, that you can be fired, or your life can be impacted seriously. That saying, that impacts you. It's you come in, you want to have some relations that night. Well, I got a headache, I don't feel like it, because that dynamic of this person, controls the light switch. You know what I'm saying? And getting back to that precious entity of self-determination. So to put it in so when you colonize, you know what I'm saying? When I say colonize, bigger than just individual relation is one-on-one. The debt of impacting your whole respective community. If this dope don't get sold, how how the heat is going to come down on the community. If we had cases just recently, someone like with the police was shot in Chicago, and you've seen the repercussions that came down throughout the community. You know what I'm saying? How they shut down the city of Chicago until when no dope sold in those days. You know what I'm saying? The heat, had the repercussions that came down. So that's again. Politics, whether you see it directly or indirectly, it's political on how you view death, who's deaf, you know what I'm saying, images, you know what I'm saying, what do you view, you know what I'm saying, to say, wait a minute, what do I view as important, you know what I'm saying? So, you ought to, call in your thoughts on that. And like I said earlier in the introduction, I had the fortune, to meet Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett. They're children. And, I recall vividly, just mention who I was. Angela Bassett immediately called the children. Said, well, the twins, the son and daughter. Said, well, wait a minute. So you have to. She said she stressed that. She said you have to know who this is. She said you have to know this is Chairman Fred. She said Chairman Fred. And I watched. I studied the eye contact that both of these children had gave me. That eye contact, and and these are different dynamics. That distinguish them as in a couple that happens to be in Hollywood as opposed to being a Hollywood couple, and this goes against the grain. Like you see the impact, like even with doing Oscars, even with Michael B. Jordan, just say we love you, Auntie. Just even saying that to other, saying that communication to other black people, it could be a no. It could be no. You know what I'm saying? In the industry in particular. And so this is something that, again, for full disclosure, I have not seen the movie. I think it's Anything, Anywhere, the one that Jamie Lee Curtis played. I haven't seen the movie. But I know Jamie Lee Curtis represents a certain political line. This is ranging from the nepotism in Hollywood. This is Tony Curtis's daughter, amongst other things. In fact, it was some discussions recently about the particular picture in the background of her home, you know what I'm saying, when she was doing the interview. But you can Google it. This is a child who was like nakedness of bondage or something, similar to how that magazine, got the magazine that came out, commercial, and they showed some issue with the children. And you see, it was really reveal the arrogance of Hollywood and the ruling class. And it's a particular respective political line that's represented that the system, you know what I'm saying? Even the players may not know the details of it while they're being raised up. You know what I'm saying? The way people encourage people to say, listen, this is what you want to roll with. So as we talking about the politics of Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? You know, and drinking an objective analysis in regards to the Oscars and everything else. Give it on the cartel. You know what I'm saying? The recent situation with two black men, two black women tracked to Puerto Rico. I believe two were murdered. I believe, and arrested, kidnapped, and this is something that the cartel acknowledged was a cartel. And why does the city of Chicago, in particular, even acknowledge that the cartel is here? You know what I'm saying? And many people believe that when they hear about a shooting, a case, automatically they go for the usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? Black men. Free them all, my brother. Free them all in the building. Free them all, y'all. Yes, indeed. Y'all feel free. The Cub in the call in the Cub in with us at 929-477. Free them all to come right.
We have Sister K Love on the line.
Right on. Welcome to Free them all radio, sis.
Free them all, Chairman.
Free them all, Sister K Love. Free them all. How you holding up?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you loud and clear?
Yes, Chairman. Thank you for inviting me to come and build with you today on the Rio.
Right on. Well, let me just give a little. Let me give a little. Well, first of all, welcome. Give a little brief introduction. You know what I'm saying? This though Sister K Love is not in Chicago, there's no more. I don't just this system in her and our brother. They in Baltimore, which we refer to as Tubman City. That's a whole other. That's a story. I mean, the people should know that too. Also, the road that Harriet Tubman with the Underground Railroad in Baltimore. Phenomenal poet amongst others. I did not devalue her resume to just that. I mean, been consistent with. I mean, for years, in regards to so much work. You know what I'm saying with the Black Panther Party clubs in particular. Two major dates: International Revolutionary Day, December 4th, August 30th, the Chairman Fred Street Party. Whenever all hands down, feet on the ground, and not only just her, whatever other forces she didn't keep me there physically, call him. So, you know what I'm saying, and say, how can you assist? Get in when you fit in. Really, an example what we refer to as the code of culture. Our match for that is too many of us in Sing Sing, referencing the prison. For the people just be talking about some bling bling. In other words, just say, what points of unity can you have, you know what I'm saying, using your art, your talent, you know what I'm saying, in regards to the struggle. And her amongst others been phenomenal examples. Also, in particular, those who've been rolling with us for quite some time, these youngsters in particular, they're not youngsters no more, but lyric. You know what I'm saying? Man, the plays, integrating, you know what I'm saying, the legacy of the work of the Black Panther Party is what the Black Panther Party clubs do. You know what I'm saying? In a way, in an innovative way, in a creative way, because as Minister UEP News said, our people do not read as much as we would like for them to read, and them taking that, you know what I'm saying? Putting that peel in the applesauce or poetry, you name it, on a consistent basis, and also I must add this too. Not taking a liberal line in regards to this legacy, her respect, you know what I'm saying, and it's reflective with the people she be around too. They come around, and not just with the titles, you know what I'm saying, and not no ego trip, but in acknowledging the titles. Also, when different groups of people try to hop and play games of legacy, wherever she's at, she's in Baltimore, she's in the barber shop. Y'all know Chairman Fred, calling, touching down, so on and so forth. I mentioned this group Lyric. I want y'all to do some back. I like to point out people's resumes, and these then youngsters. One I just seen not too long ago. In fact, one of the pieces was actually supposed to have been included in the Judas and Black Messiah. The piece is a piece where December the 4th, IRD, why I came and spoke, and they like, well, we can't do it, we didn't get permission, so we called it. I said, no, we get permission. Everybody said, and I really want that to be in there. And so I'm gonna try to see if we can find it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it posted on our page, and it was like a play, a narrative they did different people playing, from everyone from Chairman Fred to Cool and Jerry, then Deborah Johnson, and that's the only the young sisters. You know what I'm saying? And she would grab them and had them not the role play, I'm gonna say real play. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, you know what I'm saying, these not just forces who are gone, physically gone, but giving as the old axiom goes, giving them their flowers as they while they're here, and cut to the chase. We talking about the conditions, you know what I'm saying? We talking about this pressing decision going on right now in regards to long-held political prisoner Mumia Abu Jamal. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to really be on point with this here. And y'all have heard me speak on a number of different cases about my visit with Mumia Abu Jamal, and also my unfortunate but fortunate, I'm going to say unfortunate but fortunate, my experiences while I was held captive. And I mentioned a number of different times, I mentioned the infamous Stateville, where Chairman Fred himself, my father, he was there. And Freedom says Bridget Henry, right on, I see you right on Freedom Hall. And I was held there myself. And this, and just to mention of, in fact, we refer to it as Deathville. This is a place that actually was supposed, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, said supposed to be closed down. You know what I'm saying? The acknowledged contradictions, you know what I'm saying, the violations with the water. And Joliet used to be like a place, you know what I'm saying, you just come in, you receive an area, and you transfer. Stateville has been there now, and so the administration get extra bogus with you when they know that you being transient. In other words, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, transit, you on the move, you coming through there. And this young brother, 100 Proof, you know what I'm saying, he's back, and this was recently taken into this infamous place. And I'm talking, it's not uncommon to hear about this here, but you know what I'm saying, but we should never, as Asada Shakur said, never get used to this. Again, you hear the stories about them not eating in 2-3 days. When I got the call yesterday, I was flashing back. I was on the road back from Louisiana, and you think about this, and a lot of times, one of the pros and cons with us is we adapt so well. We're like, okay, we'll figure it out. I'm talking about literally not eating. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the horrid details and conditions that go down there. And this brother's down. We have to move fast, move organized on the seas of time, while we got our political pores open, acknowledging what's happening in these places. And you know what I'm saying? This young brother.
I got an update for you.
Okay, go. My fault. Okay, go. Please do give update us.
So one of my sons, just to give more information, one of my sons that was a part of the organization got locked up for having a gun in his car, not doing anything with it, didn't get pulled over about the gun, but they found the gun in his car. They locked him up. He went before parole board on February the 8th. He got resumed. That means that he was supposed to be let go to a holding site. The officer drug their feet on coming out and checking the holding site for him so that he could get released. Here we are a whole month later, a month and a couple of weeks, a whole month later, still locked up, and now the conditions have changed. He was a victim of being bullied by the CO the other day. The CO was attempting to bully him. He gave him an option of staying in the lunchroom or going back to his cell. My son chose to go back to his cell rather than stay in the lunchroom and be bullied. That resulted in them moving him into something similar to isolation. They put him on the 3rd floor, nobody comes to. They put him in a cell where the toilet wasn't working properly. He had to go to the bathroom, the toilet overflowed, feces all over the floor. They left him in that cell for 24 hours. The next following days, the lunch tray did not come to him for 2 days, so he didn't eat for 2 days. The sink in the room they were holding him in had mold around it, so he couldn't drink the water. So my son called me for 2 days, no food in his belly, no water, and just really, really distressed, considering the fact that he's technically supposed to be out, but still being there. They withheld his pain medicine from him. He was having toothache and something going on with his foot. They did not give him his medicine for 2 days. Now, I don't know what happened between when I called you yesterday, Chairman, and about 3 hours later. But 3 hours later, my son called me back and told me they finally brought him a tray. So he finally got the tray right after I spoke to you yesterday. And
right on.
today, His sister called down. Like I said, I've been calling down there. His sister's been calling down there. I don't know if you have some people
Yes,
have a
definitely did. We definitely did.
call, made some calls.
Yes.
And so today I'm happy to give an update that they sent they assigned the officer. The officer went out and checked his posting state. They got approved, and he should be released as early as tomorrow.
So you're right. Right on. Let me say this.
So far.
Right on. Right on for the update. We want, so we keep our guards up. You know what I'm saying? When we say terms like, and I'm not saying this in no egotistical way. The potential of the people. It's not. This is not cliches. You know what I'm saying? Just turning the lights on. One of the Achilles heels with this system is it moves in the dark, and just the people. I'm talking about just heightening the contradictions, calling in. Actually, so we told you, call, and I remember the sister asked me one time after Tyrese Nichols. She said, "Champ, I don't know why I feel connected to this." I said, "No, you should feel connected to this here. This should impact us, y'all." So when some of these call-ins and our people, you see different communities. They say a big hurricane, a storm came down and hit parts of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? You see people going to the currency exchange, sending money or food. It should be something innate in us that connects us. You feel what I'm saying? It should be. Like animals, they talk about how elephants can go find places where they calf died. You know what I'm saying? Or was murdered. And again, this. I want to get to the stage in the game where we don't have to give that resume I just did. You know what I'm saying? We have to be ready on stop, drop, and roll. I'm not like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like as soon as we hear stuff like this, to be able to those call-in banks, you know what I'm saying? To be able to move, it should be automatically. Soon we hear about situations, you know what I'm saying? Somebody beat down or murdered by the police. Sometimes we can't afford the luxury. Well, was they in school? Or did they drop out? Or, you know what I'm saying? Are they a Virgo? Are they a Libra? Automatically, you know what I'm saying? Respect amongst our people. I feel it's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? This is like a second boat. The charge that I had today, I had an earlier situation. I'm trying to brother Caleb Muhammad. I went to a phenomenal meeting with some brothers earlier today. So my chest already was kind of out, but I'm on charge again, just even with this update. And again, I was giving some background on them, and I want to keep us on point with that. And again, I'm gonna give y'all this quote. It's a book called The Dragon Has Come. Talk about Field Marshal George Jackson. In the preface, in the beginning of the book, it says, "You go visit your son, your daughter, your loved ones, and you see the grass outside of the prison. It looks green. The visit room looks relatively all right. You think they're being treated humanely, but the reality is, you know what I'm saying? It being dehumanized. Have those walls. And we have again. I can't. I just rolled past the Cook County Jail yesterday, and I'm still impacted by it. And I just want to again commend the comrades, the people on those call-ins, but we still want to make sure. So Kayla, I want to still have his name and ID number on standby. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes give like a So I want to get that, and when we talk about those letters and stuff, you know what I'm saying? If they, I said before, there are prisoners in Illinois who've been dead over 10, 15 years, who the state still has on account. They're still getting paid for them. They study, you know what I'm saying, similar to in Nazi Germany. Adolf Hitler said that his first victims in the gas chamber was those who didn't receive any mail. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I get the car, again, man, do not take that for granted. Your loved ones are being treated humanely. So I want to commend the people again for just, you say, turn the lights on. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, so I don't know what happened. You'll be surprised. Heighten the contradictions. You know what I'm saying? Man, again, this was heighten the contradictions. So again, man, right on. Kayla, give us his contact information. My chest sticking out a little bit more and more. You know what I'm saying? Again, hey, man, it's our people, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's no justification to my. I can tell you some war stories on depriving you of food. Them strip sales, they take you them sales, and the impact it has on y'all. I'm flashing back onto my and stay. I remember them putting me in the cell to when the feces all over the toilet. You know what I'm saying? No lights. It's called strip sales, and man, I remember that vividly. You know. It's the breaking process, but again, it's also morale support. You see this people on the outside have not forgotten you, and believe they study who receives mail, who receives call-ins. That's what kept me alive. Minister U.E.P. Newton said, if it was not for the people, I may have come out of there in a pine box. If come out of that at all, you know what I'm saying? There's no guaranteed out dates. There are no guaranteed out dates when you held captive. Again, I would have prisoners get called up on visitation, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Again, for the record, so people can know that you have we say one prisoner, one contact. Right on. So Caleb, you can't give us that contact information.
Which contact information?
His ID number.
Okay, yep, let me give it to you right now.
All right.
His contact information is all right, hold on.
All right.
All right, the number that you can call is 800-666-6744, and his name is Cavassier Randolph. His inmate number is Y53749, and that's inmate number Y53749.
We gonna keep that on standby just in case they didn't follow through. You know what I'm saying with his release, and also his update has received a food tray. And I want to thank you again for your position before, during, and post. You know what I'm saying? Again, before this happened,
Appreciate you.
yeah, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And we just don't. We just don't hear from K Love and these force. You know what I'm saying? Under times of duress, sometimes it's a consistent relationship again, and we gotta be connected, y'all. Community, and again, we might go times without seeing each other physically, y'all. But again, it gotta be certain things. You hear a word, stick and move, right on.
You know what it is? Like when I told my son, I said, call me, and he was sounding like he was sounding. I said, now son, I've been waiting to push this button. He said, if I push this button, we gonna send it up. But do you want me to call Chairman Fred? He like, push the button.
Yes, indeed.
It's gonna be set up.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Let him, let him know we got his back like a backpack and got his chest like a bulletproof vest. No doubt about it. Yes, indeed.
And he said, while he was in there, like I said, that was one of my sons that though I never wanted him in a place like that, I knew he had it in him to survive those type of conditions.
Yeah.
He's been baked in community, baked in culture, so
yes.
He knows exactly how to move.
Yes.
And so he's been able to keep himself safe and do his own, he's been able to do his own version of organizing, and that's
yes.
why they were attempting to break him down like that.
Yes.
Strong-willed,
yes.
kind of young brother. So he took notes on all the things that was done to him. He made sure that he kept everything to his chest. And he said when he gets out, he does not intend to forget about those things. So he's definitely going to be pursuing. So what I'm going to do is next Wednesday, I'm going to make sure that I have him call in to give you the details of what happened to him. So next week, I'm going to make sure that he calls in to the radio station. Right
on. We on deck. Yes, indeed. It's inspirational. Again, we hate, I'm just even having this talk, having this discussion. I'm flashbacking on, like I say, them as youngsters, what I'm saying? They're youngsters, But the reality is, y'all, we have to have these type of conversations. We have to impact these from the womb to the tomb. A lot of times we say, well, I don't want to have a discussion that's going to avoid these sort of contradictions being locked up, so on and so forth. And they was talking about within our community in particular. When they say the talk, like some communities say, you had to talk with it, you talk birds and the bees, sexual relationships, so on and so forth. That's necessary too. But the talk also in regards to us as a people, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing about, you know what I'm saying? What to say, what not to say, being locked up. This is a reality. It is a reality, y'all. It's a reality. You know what I'm saying? and you hear terms like school or prison pipeline, growing prison industrial complex. It sounds it's like those like euphemisms. It sounds so like it's just some natural phenomenon. It's not just growing. It's not just a pipeline. I'm talking about the plumbing is messed up, y'all. I'm talking about it's based on us. They got plans. They got numbers, and they got either they some psychics or stuff conditions are put in place to say, okay, this is what we're gonna be coming for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they at us. We have to acknowledge that, and these are discussions that we have to have. So we say to talk to make sure this is inclusive also about this. How we, you know what I'm saying? Our body language, again, which you divulge and be clear. The stations and and they can sense it. Like, Kayla just said, just even. The capabilities of organizing, they can smell it. I'm like literally, they can smell it. Even if you don't know it, even if you yourself don't know it. These people. This has been historical. They can tell you. It's bad. I can tell you so many stories with cats. It was an individual I told y'all in the Supermax, and I was to the Supermax. He was taken down. He couldn't understand why he was placed in the Supermax. They told him who he was related to. Many people, Mickey Caldwell, people in the streets, Mickey Caldwell. He said he didn't know. He was related to him. He said he wish he'd have known on the streets. He said he'd have probably benefited off of that. He never even know. They gave him his whole lineage, who he was related to, all that. Again, our people that are the potential. They study that. You know what I'm saying? So again, and it's to have a backbone, man, it's a crime, and we got to be heads up on it, y'all. Got to be heads up on it. Real talk. And again, as individuals, we doomed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say, well, I ain't really gonna be no organized, no revolution, whatever. I mentioned earlier up to a man, whether it be in our poetry sets, whether it be discussions we have, to tie this in, y'all, on a consistent basis. Real talk. Well, Sister K-Love, we here. We appreciate you. You go without saying, we're going to say it anyway. Man. We love you, Black. We know you continue to move you're doing. We know you're moving around. But whether directly, indirectly, August 30th, we got to see you again. You know what I'm saying? If not before then, Already know. We looking forward to our brother next week when he get touchdown with us next week. Yes, indeed. We live and direct, y'all. So the K Love gonna get us updates. A revolutionary is never satisfied. However, you know what I'm saying. Just again, it's inspirational. You know what I'm saying. Again, as Sandinisha said in Latin America, the will of the people is greater than the man's technology. You know what I'm saying? People say, well, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's like you get engaged in hopelessness. And like, okay, well, that's well, they got you. What can you do? Man, the people, and I know it sounds cliche sometimes. It sounds cliche. Oh, the people can do. I'm telling you, man, I can't tell you these situations. You know what I'm saying? But it's a brother tapping in right now. That's silent. Happy belated birthday. He was locked down. We was in so many camps. He just put a comment up here. Chairman, ain't no strange happenings. We know from experience what goes on in them. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, brother. Yes, we do. And you remember plenty, man. I remember that, man. Them taking me up to isolation. You've been through all that, man. You know what I'm saying? To come out with your sanity and to be alive. Don't take it for granted, y'all. And and that's I know. A lot of times we don't talk about what's going on behind that because it's embarrassing being oppressed. The prisoners in Abu Ghraib, Baghdad, when the photographs was released about them, stripping them prisoners naked, packing them on top of each other. People said, why didn't y'all say nothing? They said, we did. We tried to file grievances, so on and so forth. And some prisoners said it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. It is embarrassing being oppressed, y'all, but we have to acknowledge this, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you, it's more easier to internalize or attack ourselves. What I do wrong? So you can't, not feeding you. So you can't, man, you would be hard pressed to justify that with a dog. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no justification with that. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's a different feeling that people have that people gonna reach out for you, and that they don't even know you personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm fortunate to know this young brother. You know what I'm saying? His counterparts. You know, I done seen him in action. You know what I'm saying? So I done seen him, but I remember a case of Daryl Hamilton, who was killed by Chicago Police Department December 2nd, 2002. He was shot 15 to 17 times. Yeah, one of the other, 15 or 17. And on 72nd in Dorchester. And the reporter kept referencing him as Daryl Hampton. And I recall seeing one time in the news conference, I said, let me explain why you call him Daryl Hampton. I said, his name is Daryl Hamilton. However, you can't fathom me fighting and protesting for this young man if I didn't know him or he's not related to me. I said, I don't know him from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? And that's how this had to roll, y'all. That's how this had to roll. We live in the record on Freedom on Radio, y'all. Making history, taking history, taping history, y'all. We got to keep that name, keep the information on lock and load. We get and again, we gonna have him on deck with us next week. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all put some of the old stuff that the events. I'm just flashing back, man. One of the IRDs, that's International Revolutionary Day. Y'all need to come on through there December 4th. Some been warm, some been cold. That's a major date. August 30th and December 4th are two major dates for us. And K-Love, Brother Phenom, Lyric, pull up, man, right from the ground zero, 2337 West Chairman Fred Hampton Way, a.k.a. Monroe, Hot Cocoa and everything. You know what I'm saying? Actually, we was talking about doing an actual independent movie. We were working on it, yeah. This actual, before Judas and Black Messiah. Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We live in the wreck, y'all. Y'all thoughts on the politics of Oscars. Y'all thoughts on the politics of Mumia Abu Jamal. Politics on regards what's going on in Mexico with the cartel, so on and so forth. What's going on in Chicago with the cartel? You know what I'm saying? Feel free to call in, or better yet, feel free to club in with us. 929-477-3785. We got some good news, y'all. We steady rolling, y'all. Press one.
Hey.
Fremont, Sister Comrade.
Fremont, we have Brother Nate Sanders on the line.
Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio.
Hello, Brother Chairman.
How you doing today, my brother?
How you doing?
I'm well in this scene. How about you?
Well, calling from last week. Doing good. Listening to the show, powerful show.
Right on.
Powerful show.
Right on.
And definitely right about these politics of Hollywood. They do want to control the image of us. They do want to control people look at us. And even what you were saying of the, how and why they target us even while in jail. Very powerful stuff. I pray that you just continue to keep on sharing this light and spreading this good news towards us. You wanted me to go back in from last week and answer a question about, so last week I called, we were talking about the election, how important it was this time. And, well, here, let me finish my thought. Yeah, because everything you're describing, we got to do something. Something's got to change. I know we're all organized, we're all working, and I am presenting this vote this time, April 4th, and I always get a chance to vote, but as an opportunity to bring about revolutionary change, in the sense of not just who's running, but what's on the table this time, all the changes that are being happening in terms of police district councils to the new mayor, and the mayor even that's promising to fund the subside and take care of black people. That is unheard of. So I do appreciate being able to talk about that voting opportunity. And last week you asked questions about convicted felons and whether or not they were able to vote. What was the process for that?
Mm-hmm.
So I did go back and get some information about what that is. And this is all from IllinoisLegalAid.org. So IllinoisLegalAid.org has information about like voting, all kinds of stuff. Their voting information is found under citizens and immigration law. But in short, it says in Illinois, if you have spent time in jail or have a criminal record, you still have the right to vote. Once you are no longer in the custody of the Illinois Department of Correction, your right to vote is automatically restored. If you have previously lost your right to vote because of a felony conviction,
you will need to re-register to vote once you have been released from prison. So there is efforts. If you've been convicted, you have a criminal record, you do have to re-register once you come out. But as long as you're no longer in that custody of the Department of Corrections, you're able to vote. Also with that, they list out, these specific situations on when you can vote. If your case is in court and no verdict has been given yet, you have the right to vote. If you are being held in jail while your case is in court and no verdict has been given, you have a right to vote. If you are on probation or you are on parole or on parole, you have a right to vote. So that point where it says if you're being held in jail while your case is in court, Cook County is jail will have a day, and they're going to have to announce that they haven't released whatever that day is going to be, but they're going to have a day where they're allowing the people in jail in the Cook County to be able to vote. So I wanted to be able to call back and just let you know that to all the listeners, everybody that's out there, that you do have this right. It is available to you. There are ways that you can mail in. So early voting starts on March 20th. That's next week, next Monday. There are 50 sites throughout the city that you can go to. Again, if you go to I will put a link in the Facebook chat that can take you to a really good voter guide that does explain how the mail-in voting works and how the early voting works, and has a link to those 50 sites where you can vote early. But even with that, you're able to register on the day that you want to vote. But once you go into one of these early voting sites, you can register right there and still vote. We're only voting for the mayor, and in certain wards, you're voting for your alderperson.
I have an inquiry. This is just for clarification. Is this would you just Bridget Henry Banks asks, is that for the United States? Would you laid out is specifically for state of Illinois, right? Because state to state it varies, correct?
Yes, sir.
It varies state to state. So again, he just Nate Stanley just addressed is specifically for Illinois. In South Illinois, you know what I'm saying, you have which is Cook County, and there, or restate something you said too, that there'll be a date. Now, do they announce it in the county jail? Because the people in county jail, they can vote. So those who have people locked up, so they probably shouldn't wait on them to announce it. So should they say, give me a white shirt, call a lieutenant, a captain up here on the vote, or how? Like, is it put out over the internet? I mean, do you know? I mean, what's the process about them? I know it's hard to get your lunch tray on time, get your visit, and you know what I'm saying, particularly in the county jail. How does that go? Like, so how would they know on that day? Cause I'll tell you what I'm saying is, I missed the court. I was locked up March 10th, 1997. Had my appeal was put in for the courts. One of they denied the appeal based on the fact that I did not appear in court. Again, I was locked up. They had me captive. I was in prison, and I was not brought to court. And so I was denied. So that's the type of nonsense that the system will run down on you. So how do at least theoretically, how do they say it's supposed to happen? Do they say we stop jail moving that day and they can vote? On such day, how do they say they're supposed to work?
Well, what they said is that what they were saying is that there's a group or something that comes in and runs that election in the jail cell, and that group is responsible for informing people of when and what they're going to have to do in order to get it done. Now, I've been digging around trying to find exactly, that's what I was doing, trying to find exactly what that is, because I think that was a piece of information that was important. But basically, it was just saying that they haven't determined it yet. And I do... They haven't determined it yet.
Well, that's interesting. I would like to see if we can. I would like to be involved. I would say, I would definitely see. I think that's something that we should investigate on about even that process, because similar to like everything else, we tell people, you see how whether we're talking about the beatings or whether we're talking about the abuse that occurs in the outside community, you can only imagine how it goes on inside. So you talking about the contradiction with the voting machine in Chicago. Like this is the city in which they say Al Capone still votes in. So you can imagine some of the inconsistencies, the contradictions that are occurring behind that occur behind the county jail. I would like to know. I would definitely love to put out a call to our viewers, listeners, etc. To you also. What I'm saying, that people can. We need to be. I would like. I personally, as well as politically, would like to be involved in that. I guess oversight. At least watch. Inside that county jail. To go. That whole process, to be there. To make sure the process occurs. Correctly. So I don't know what stage of the game it's in. But I think because a lot of times you start finding out, like even to I think the election with George Bush Jr. In certain contradictions came out. Dick Cheney, the voting machines and who got them, so on and so forth. So I think we should really find out who this respective company is, at least call for like a oversight. I know they're gonna say, well, they want the lieutenants and guards, of course, to be there watching over things, but like a more also some balance. And And this is, I think we really should even seize to be inclusive in discussion with everything now. That's the actual civilian, because in so many cases, and people that reflect our community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whether we talking about I mentioned earlier, we talking the contradictions with the Oscars, and you go back and look at these boards, you say, wait, you know what I'm saying? These are people who couldn't recognize talent in my community if they wanted to. You look at the jury, the jury pools. You say these are people that couldn't recognize if I'm in my innocence if they wanted to. You look at the boxing entity. You say this person that does not know a sucker punch or but hit below the belt. For my community they wanted to. And then again, the case at hand, we talk about such cases. Like in the county jail. Just even to have that balance, and that's something I also think we should push forward, like even with the respective administrations to come in and say, we want that actual people representation of actual people on the ground, to be in these different arenas. So let's definitely y'all put out a call to everyone. Let's find out who's over that particular group. What checks and balances can we have? To make sure that our loved ones, people who are accountable, that right is respected.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep looking into that, and I'll get that information all back with you. But yeah, just wanted to share that knowledge. Appreciate this.
Thank you, and please, I know it's on the countdowns coming up. Like literally crunch time. It's gonna get more. So April 4th. What's it? Today is March. What? Today is March 15th. So yeah, please, keep we here every Wednesday, so definitely welcome you back. You know what I'm saying? Down to the White, and that falls on a Tuesday. So that we down to a few more shows before the election. Yes, indeed. So we thank you, brother. You're definitely welcome to come on back.
All right.
Right on. We live in the record Freedom on Radio, y'all, making history, taking history, and taping history. A comrade, Deputy Marshall said, that's a very interesting point. Saying that access to vote can come in, but they don't even get soap inside a lot of the camps. And speaking of which, we work on the confirmation date. Myself, Dr. LaShawn, Cassandra Greer, and others. Like I said, also input from the prisoners. Oh man, I'm gonna do something to this guy calling. Man, hold on, man. Hey man, I'm doing a radio show. You in trouble, man. I'm on live. Okay, I'm coming up with it tonight, man. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? I'm live. Matter of fact, stop what you're doing and tune in to Freedom on Radio. Go on YouTube Live, Chairman Fred Jr. and tune in right now. We going live right now. I ain't gonna right on. Okay, Instagram. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna have to stop and start over, I know. Because I lose the volume. Okay, I lose the volume. Y'all can't hear me, could y'all? Y'all hear me on Instagram? Man, we had a phenomenal event down there. Comrade Coordinator Chewy and organized, put the word out, broke bread. You can't hear me or can't you can't hear me? Okay, I thought so. Okay, let me come back in. Okay, 1 second. Okay, where you at? Okay. 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 So we're gonna keep updated about that. Let them callers come back in. Whoop. Okay, there you go. What was that? We talked to okay, okay, right on. So Nate Sanders, you just posted Chicago vote. Any other question people can have, they can look right there. He just posted that up there. And keep y'all abreast on that. And something else I wanted to say too was on my mind. On this card, um, I know we touched on a number of different subjects. Also, I want to forget about this dynamic. I don't. Mexico with the individuals. Excuse me. Oh! I was saying we also for Women's History Month in particular, we're taking you're taking soap and water to the women's prison. You know what I'm saying? Down there. We done it before. Y'all look at the memory. Just see the memory on Sister Cassandra Greer's page popped up from the last time we were there. So we'll be going making that trip again. You know what I'm saying? Get in contact in regards to the water. We're gonna do that trip again. Now, yeah, crazy that sound. Taking soap and water to those here captive. Yeah, yes indeed. Peace from B Moore, Free them all right back at you. B Moore, Tubman City. We live in the record on Freedom on Radio. Y'all making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. That's what it is. No doubt about it. Wars, political bloodshed. Huh? Yes, indeed. And this is Chicago. When Frank Sinatra said Chicago was his kind of town, gangster, he meant that, y'all. And it's on again, I want y'all to go look at some old footage from the Harold Washington, Bernard Elton, Mary Jane Byrne, that whole internal battle, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, how nasty. It was able. It brought the pus out of the sore. You know, the pus out of the sore. We live in the record Freedom on Radio, y'all. 929-477-3785 and press 1 to be heard. Excuse me. Any callers in queue?
Callers, if you'd like to come into queue, please press 1.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Comrade Coordinator Troy. Set 45, Cino on the building, y'all. I'm telling you, man. It's an honor to serve, man. Real talk. We gonna this sister case this case regards to this sister who I think approximately 10 days ago they found her dead, and there's a balloon release for the day. So again, we come right cool gonna get us a report back in regards to some unanswered questions the family and the community have in regards to the sister, you know what I'm saying, being found murdered. So we're gonna keep y'all updated on that. Yes indeed, Cameron Ross. Good evening, right back at you, my brother. Yes indeed. Okay, where you at? Okay, so you responded to Sister Bridget. Every state, yeah. You said voting laws are different for every state. If you're good, yeah. Yeah, because some laws they say if you have been convicted before, you can you couldn't vote. Illinois, you can. Yeah. Go from Fremont. Yeah, so keep us abreast we looking forward to that family. Amongst others calling in next week, y'all. Yes, indeed. Brother, it's good to see you alive. Yes, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Good, yes, indeed. I just want thank you. without the support of the people, I don't, it couldn't be. Brother Caleb Muhammad called me well, I ain't gonna say last minute, well, about a breakfast these brothers were having today. This ain't the first time. At a restaurant on the southeast side, Eat to Live. My first time over there. It was inspirational. I had flashbacks from hitting the streets with his brothers, some others, man, from the west side, south side. Well, ain't no set tripping, man. Man, Cabrini Green, you know what I'm saying? And his brother has been consistent, and just want to commend him on that. He's been consistent. Okay, child 17 found shot in the head and died 10 days later. Okay, this is youngster. Okay, she was 17. Yeah, no support from law enforcement. Okay, we got to turn the heat up a little bit. Yep. Since we get that name, get information, we want to, you know what I'm saying, hit those social media contacts, you know what I'm saying, flood the press, all that. Do our own press statement, put it out there. You know what I'm saying? On the press also. We moving and grooving the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history live and direct. Freedom on radio, y'all. 929-477-3785. Press 1 to be heard, y'all. That's what it is. I'm getting a little sluggish. I ain't had my coffee with it. Tell me, okay, down 30 minutes. So callers, feel free to tap in and club in your thoughts on some of the subject matter we discussed already. Let me know if you want to touch that I missed on or your thoughts you want to touch on. I think we try to cover all the bases, you know what I'm saying, leave it open for people to come back and say, well, I wasn't clear. What you said in regards to the cartel or even Hollywood, history of Hollywood, all that. When the next movie dropping? Yeah, we working on it. We'll keep you abreast. You know what I'm saying, man? We try to, hurry get it out here. Yeah. Come for any questions or call them on callers in queue. Excuse me. What we got on the station break? I need some. What I need. What we got? We got. I don't know. We got any Curtis Mayfield on deck somewhere? Any Curtis Mayfield? Any Curtis Mayfield we have? Oh. There you go. Free Boston come red.
We have community love on the line.
Welcome to Freedom on Radio. Welcome to Freedom on Radio, caller. Who we have again?
This is Prince from Community Love. Thanks for accepting my call. Let me get through. I spoke with Daphne earlier and everything, so I just got introduced to her. I told her I was a big fan of yours and the movement. Big fan of your dad. He's one of my heroes. His whole concept is kind of what I base my store off of. That's community love. I got a retail brand store here at the National Harbor in Maryland. That's the DMV, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. My clothing brand, Community Love, stands for communication, unity, and love. I believe that those are the three key principles that we need to move forward, that the people need to move forward in society together with. And I always say we can get some communication, we get some unity. If we get unity, we definitely can get some love. So, like I said, thanks again for letting me be able to call through. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my brand that's going on in DMV.
Can we hear you loud and clear? Give us a little background. Who we talking to? The background. What you do? Who are you again? Give us a background.
So I'm Prince. My name's Prince Hall. I'm from the Maryland. Called Community Love. My store stands for Community, Unity, and Love. That's what the brand is about. That's what I'm about. I'm a kid from Richmond, Virginia. Used to be in the military 6 years. I got out of the military and started my own business. And now I teach. Besides running a retail store, I teach other kids entrepreneurship. I help cultivate them into becoming entrepreneurs at my store, teaching them things from graphic design, retail management, customer service, things like that. That's a whole program that I run there at Community Hub for 8 weeks. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, the kids graduate with a grant towards entrepreneurship. So that's what the brand is about. That's what I'm about. That's a little bit of my background and everything.
And what are some of the more specifically some of the programs you offer, and what are some designs that you? I mean, what are you know what I'm saying? What we found on your website? What we look for? What we find? And what's unique about what you do and who you are?
Okay, so the brand is called Community Love. My website is communitylove.site for those that want to go on there and check it out, see what it looks like, see what it's about. The program that I run at my store, I'm connected with the school system here in D.C., and I have kids come out to my store for 8 weeks where I teach them entrepreneurship, retail management, customer service, graphic design. I give them a grant towards entrepreneurship, stuff like that. So I believe in helping to cultivate the next generation of entrepreneurs that are coming up after us. And I think that's the way that we can, help build community and help push our culture forward by being able to teach these youngins how to do it and to be the example for them. So like I said, my brand, Community Love, stands for Communicate, Unite, and Love. So those are the three things we need, and that's what I believe in.
Right on. You say where you based that again, brother?
Based in the DMV, so that's Maryland, D.C.,
Right.
Virginia. The store is located in Maryland at the National Harbor. For the folks that actually come out to Maryland and D.C. area, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the MGM Grand Casino. We're right beside that, based right beside that. That's where my retail store is over there. So if you're ever in the DMV area, stop by the National Harbor, come over to Community Love store. And hopefully we can get you there one day, Chairman Fred. You can come through and see the store and see everything at all.
Okay, yep. Well, for speaking engagements, let's work on my contact is Chairman Fred Speaks. That's Chairman Fred Speaks at gmail.com. Chairman Fred Speaks at gmail.com.
Okay.
Right on.
Hey, look, I made it. Much love. Oh, thanks again for making through the talk thing.
Well, we look forward to you staying in contact with us. Getting maybe down the road we might can set up some. We're in the process, sanction this one brother, let him do like a design for us in regards to the chairman of the party. But we had to take a few strings with him, But once we might be possible to set up, set up something with you, Once we get an understanding, in particular political relationships, so we'll keep you posted on that.
Okay, sounds good to me, man. Sounds good to me. And shout out to Daphne too.
No doubt about it. Right on. So you're right. Yes, this is comrade Queen Daphne. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Right on. So yep. So keep stay in tune with us. My father was I was texting this right now. Yep, live. Okay. We live and direct. On Free MR Radio, speed of making history, taking history, taping history. Y'all forget, 1 second, y'all. Okay. Get back on live. There you go. Yeah. Any questions or comments? Where we at? 8:10.
Grandma, Brother Champion.
Fremont to come red.
We got Brother Dre on the line. Grandma.
Okay, right on. Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio.
What up? What up? This your brother Alamein from Chicago.
Say it again, say brother Alameen from Chicago.
Yeah, I've been knowing you over 30 years.
Wow. Okay, right on. Okay. Refresh my memory if you can, brother. Forgive me. Don't charge it to the hard. You know what I'm saying? Charge it to the man. You know what I'm saying? Get on up there a little bit. Don't charge it to the hard, though. But forgive me. Refresh my memory if you can, my brother.
Yeah, I used to be on the north side, but I met you through 14 Karat Gold, yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Go to the house.
You said the Uhuru House?
Back.
What you know about the Uhuru House?
54 for Halsted.
54? What's the exact address? 54 what?
I don't remember the exact address, but it's on the east side. It was on the east side of the street,
Yeah.
almost to Garfield.
Almost to the Garfield. Okay. What was a big hard hitter, and I say hard hitter, HARD, with the youth in particular. What was a big program we had at the Uhuru House that a lot of people talk about to this day? What was a big thing going on there?
I remember, feeding the homeless
Right on.
and educating.
Man, hold on, my fault, brother. This is somebody else. Y'all trying to take me down memory lanes. Another brother just tapped in on the Instagram. Y'all DJ Dagwood, Johnny Stamps. Oh man, you're old. Wow. Somebody else just ain't seen in years. He just tapped in on Instagram. Oh wow. Man, Johnny Stamps. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
That's what put me up on
Oh man, right on.
cheeseburger with teenagers.
Oh man. Oh, you went way back. The double cheeseburger with gyros meat on it, huh? Gained a lot of weight. I gained a lot of weight fooling with them things, man. Well, man, welcome to Fremont Radio, man. Yes, indeed, man. And the food programs and the Chamber Fair at the Rural House Disco. That's right, we out, man. That's right, family. Make sure, man. I'm tag team. I'm talking to you, brother, and I got this other brother here, DJ Dagwood. He's taking me out memory lane. I know. Wait a minute. You was out of town.
Yeah, my brother was killed. My brother was killed in Berwyn, Illinois, by the Berwyn police.
Oh wow, my condolences, brother. My condolences. When was this?
In September of 2021.
My condolences. Okay. What's happening? How could we be a service? How could we be a service?
I'm trying to get attention to it and get a proper attorney for it.
Okay.
So we can get to the bottom of it.
Okay. Give us. Okay.
He's working with other.
Right on. Okay. Give us a name and anything we should say any reputable or some information or social media sites we can go to, do some research on it, and then in Pacific, what stage in the game is it in? Was there any response to it? The police dismissed it. The same administration in place right now since it occurred. But let's start. Of course, his name and when it occurred, and any things in particular that we should we should be noted, whether like if he was shot in the back or shot several times, or the police had a notorious history.
They threw up the train.
Say it one more time. You broke up. Say it one more time, brother.
Yeah, they threw him in front of a train.
Wow.
September 6th, I think it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
They threw him in September 26th of 2021.
Yeah.
They threw him from the train. How old was your brother? How old was he?
He was 57.
57. Is this something the police denied that they did it, or I mean, is it not? You know, what I'm saying? Is this something that's known?
investigation, but you know, it's still under investigation, but they haven't said either way.
Yeah.
Of course, they said they do it, but they said he jumped. But the evidence points to him getting thrown in front of the train because his shirt was ripped from the front. So if he was running and you tried to catch him, no way you'd be able to grab the front of his shirt. You had to grab the back of it. So that's what we could believe. They just threw him on there. He probably was trying to grab to get away from them, and that's how his front of his shirt got.
Any previous encounters with Berwyn police prior to this?
They had followed him around all day that day. They stopped him 4 times that day.
Huh. It stopped him four times in the same day?
Yep.
Okay. Give me which week? Is there any articles that's posted that's at least halfway objective? In other words, are there some articles that saying that we can that can be utilized? You know what I'm saying, from the people's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Does it give any information? You know what I'm saying, like on the police, their names, and you know what I'm saying, their resumes.
Yeah, so there's not really nothing in the media about it because they tried to hide everything. They just said there was an incident by the train and that just left at that. But I have all the pictures from the scene, which I got. A private investigator found some pictures that a citizen had taken of the scene. It's just very strange. There's no blood nowhere. I don't even know if he's actually got hit by the train. They might have choked him to death and used that as an excuse because there wasn't no blood nowhere. They don't know this though. I have the report from the Berwyn police and the state police. I have all of that as filed.
Wow. Berwyn. That's for those who listen in. Berwyn is also another west suburb. In fact, we just Ben and someone else just on the race history in Berwyn. We was over there not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, they always been prejudiced.
Berwyn. Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking which okay. The initial move would be definitely again. Try to get some background on the particular individuals that was involved in this. What's the status now? Okay, no charges, no dates. Are they trying to spin you around? Or are they saying looking into it? Are we coming in with some through the door doing some arrogance? What are they saying? Like, is it court date?
They're not giving us anything.
Nothing.
I'm trying to hire a new lawyer because the first lawyer, he was acting like he was on their side, so it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find some back, trying to get the bottom of it.
Got you. I need you to get some contact information for us, so we can flood those phone calls to those in play. You know what I'm saying? In Berwyn, and it's also put you into the ground, see if it's a different administration since this occurred, or what who's the major player that, like, who should we in regards to the exposure. So check on that for us ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Also send us a phone number so we do some call-ins down there. Also your brother's full name and that date again when it's occurred.
Okay. I DM'd you as well from my Instagram is the real LA Drake. Nipsey started calling me that when I was hanging around him.
Oh man, you've been around some good company, man. Yeah. I'll say so myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right on. Are you on Facebook now? On Instagram? Are you on one of these with us now? Or you just calling in?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
Won't you type that in for us then? Type that in for us. His name. And your name. Give me what's your Instagram handle again? What is it?
The real L.A. Dre.
The real L.A. Dre. All right. So we put out a call just for clarity. We need an attorney, right? Need an attorney.
Yeah.
Put in a call for an attorney and give us. I need you to give me some like some old articles or something. What they saying, you know, what I'm saying that's halfway objective at least. Get that put up here. Yeah. And I mean another call too, Sister Tara, some other people call, but they brothers calling in. So post it on Instagram. And matter of fact, I got a lot of my core audience. I know they go back to Facebook with me though. So somebody on Facebook want to tag my page with the information you can give us right now. So give us much information you can, and you done that ways to open my brother. Anytime we online, and I'm put some more calls out too though. On different radio shows, radio outlets. Say it again, brother.
Okay. I'm finna put my information in on the live. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. I need you to call in again. You know what I'm saying? And you give me information? Did you put up did you put up something? People some old articles. Some people can go through to go back and look at their case. Did you post something?
No.
Please, I need you to do that also. You know, since we want to get people a little more familiarized with the case. You know what I'm saying? So post something. If you know what I'm saying, we don't. Of course, we don't want you posting some slanderous article. They came and attacking them. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't find nothing in the mainstream media, whatever, at least give us something from some old social media posts that since the loved one said about them, or even if you wrote something up yourself, get that put up there for us.
Okay.
All right. I look forward to seeing you again. I hate we reconnect in these circumstances, but I look forward to connecting back up with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Fremont, we live and direct, making history, taking history, y'all again. Need that contact put up there, man. Dagwood, man. I turn it. We go back, man. What, man? Whatever happened to Johnny, man? Yeah. I'm gonna inbox you my phone number too. Yeah. Who we got here? Couldn't afford. Dagwood, make sure I give you my contact, man. I tried to get you for an event when I found out who your old man was. I said, your man, it's your old man. It's a small world. Y'all ready to get more callers in queue?
Fremont, Brother Chairman, call it 708-341.
Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio.
Evening, Chairman. This is William Stanley Miller.
Welcome to Fremont Radio, brother. How you feel?
I'm good, brother. Just got in from hospital checking on my wife.
Give us some good news, some updates. How's your wife coming along?
Yeah, man. Just the last test they did, man. They said they ain't finding nothing in her system, so.
Sure, you're right.
She should be all right.
Sure, you're right.
You know, she just had a colonoscopy. You know.
Sure, you're right. Well,
I'm happy camper right now.
Well, we say the people's pain reflects. You know, the people's love reflects. That's good news. That's good news to our ears. Also, you know, that knows she made on our hearts and minds. Someone else, another brother. What's his name? Boss man who donated a lot of sanitizer to us one time. His wife, if I'm correct, I think she's still in the hospital too. So send a shout out to her. She's on our minds and hearts. But yeah, we live and direct. Go ahead. What else on your mind, brother?
Hey, man, you know, just the Black Panther Party, when they started the free medical clinics, man, it's still so clear and plain now. We must press to start our own medical facilities, man, because I feel bad having to leave my wife in this system right now, you know, but
Yeah.
racism, we still got
Yeah.
serious medical apartheid
Yes.
going on, you know,
Yes.
and I don't feel good leaving my wife in the hands of these people.
Yeah.
Their history precedes itself for us.
Yeah.
What happens to us when they get their hands on us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got to keep pressing to start
Yes.
our own medical, our own everything.
Yes. I'm with you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Chairman Fred would say, you know, if you're sick, don't go down. You know what I'm saying? Don't go down to Cook County Hospital. You got a common, you got a common cold. You come up dead. Just what happens, somebody from another community having to come in there. They needed your sex organs, your brain tissue, and they got you. You know what I'm saying? And this is way back then when Chairman Fred told this before. A lot of stuff was exposed about the thefts of body organs. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you talk about anything, what's the music industry, the judicial system, the healthcare industry, the educational system, the disproportionate, the imbalance in regards to, how people are dealt with as opposed to white people. And so I feel you. I hear you loud and clear. We got to work on that. We have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time to get to the point of self-determination. You know what I'm saying? We can, supply for ourselves and everything instead on our own terms. And even the healthcare is political. Deputy Minister of Health Ronald Doc Satchel, who out of the survivors December 4th, 1969, he received the most hits. They came with the Thompson submachine gun and everything else. But Minister Doc would talk about, that he stressed what they refer to as the people's advocate. This is when you came to the hospital and, to get treatment, that Minister Doc will make sure that you were treated with respect. Because I told you, going there, we treat like some, slab of meat at the meat market. You know what I'm saying? And how you know what I'm saying? I don't want you just can't go to the hospital, whatever. But again, how you deal with people, how you treat people, is reflective of your respective political line.
Yeah, I just had two experiences, Chairman, where they took my wife for a procedure. We talked with the doctors and nurses and stuff. They said, as soon as we find out what's going on, we'll come back and let you know what happened. Me and my family sat there for 3 hours.
Wow.
Nobody came and told us nothing.
Wow.
So I thought about it. I said, let me go back and check in her room.
Yeah.
I went back there and brought her back to her room, and nobody had the presence of mind or even came to let us know she was out of the procedure and back in her room.
Wow.
And you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I was talking to one of the nurses that was working with her, and I told her I said, these people don't care about nothing. All they care about their job and getting their paycheck. They give a damn about these patients.
Yeah.
And she agreed with me that, because like I said, who's running the zoo? And there's still these young people are just like their parents and their grandparents. That racism is instilled in their psyche. They don't give a damn about black people. So
well assessed.
keep pressing. We got to.
Well assessed and well dressed.
We got to have our own stuff.
We got to, and it's embarrassing being oppressed. And I we got to, brother. Since we're gonna keep on swinging. Saying we're gonna be able to, walk and chew gum at the same time. These different institutions. We gotta be able to get them and have them on our own terms. So I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I had the exact same experience today. She went for a colonoscopy, and none of the doctors or anybody that did the procedure came back and say, "This is what happened. This is what we found." This is one of the nurses came back second guess on what they said they had found. They said they didn't find anything, that they had to do a biopsy or anything to check, but it's like, so it lets me know this is on purpose,
Yeah.
You don't get the same consideration. You don't come in here and think you're going to get treated like white folk, Apartheid system it's not over.
Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about one of Sam Cooke and Lou Rawls. Lawrence Cook was, I think maybe in Mississippi, he was driving. It was a car accident, and they had to keep rolling down the road because they didn't want to go back to the same hospital. That was a Big Mama Thornton. I forgot the medical neglect that there was not given to her, but not given to her, literally not given to her. And when she died, it was a result of murdered, And I'm thinking back to the case with Sam Cooke. You know what I'm saying? Unable to get medical attention. Yeah. Well, brother, hey, keep us posted. Keep us posted. We on deck. Keep us posted. We on deck. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Keep your wife on our minds and hearts. And I want to thank you. I want to thank all the callers. Man, Dagwood, my brothers, man, Alameen, all the callers that called in. Subject matter we talked about. Our comrade support forces down in Louisiana. Thank y'all. We're gonna be on deck at the same time. Next Sunday, keep us updated with this regards to the electoral political process. I know it's a new arena for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But keep y'all heads up, eyes on the fist clench, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Again, what's the call? Free them all. Sister Conrad, take us on now.